The GLM-5-Turbo was recently launched with a very clear focus to automate entire tasks, build things on its own, and operate as a real agent. And what's most interesting is that it's already directly competing with tools that promise to replace part of human work, like Claude Cowork and OpenClaw. But the big question is it just another Chinese hype, something that only works in benchmarks, or is it already usable in daily life? So before answering all these questions, subscribe to the channel. And to support us and watch the videos without ads, just click the join button. Alright, so let's get to the video. Well guys, today I want to share with you the news about GLM-5-Turbo. This model was released recently, about 2 weeks ago. It was only available through the API, but now it's being made available in the chat. In other words, even those with a free account can use it. I don't know if it's showing up for everyone yet, but here at home it's already available. So later, let me know in the comments if it's showing up for you too. What's the big news about this model? Well, it's an update of the GLM-5. We already have the GLM 5.1, but that's only available for paid accounts. In other words, you need to have a paid plan to access this newer model. I think that's the reason they're releasing the GLM 5.1 Turbo for people who don't pay anything. So that's why they're doing this. As the new model is released, the previous one becomes available for free. One thing they said during the launch is that the Turbo model of GLM-5 is already available to be used within OpenClaw. So here on this page, I'll leave the link right here in the description of this video. You can use this Turbo model within OpenClaw. Well, and for those who want to use it via API, here are the prices. The GLM-5 Turbo costs $1.20 for input, for cached input, $0.20, and for output, $4. It's a little more expensive than the GLM-5, which costs $1 for input, $0.20 for cached input, and $3.20 for output. Now, take a look here at what I mentioned earlier. If you want to have access to the GLM 5.1, which is the company's most advanced flagship, then you need to have a coding plan. But for that, you'll have to shell out $27 per month for the Lite plan, $81 for the Pro plan, or $216 for the Max plan. So, if you want to have access to this more advanced model, then you'll have to spend some money. Or if not, wait for the latest model to come out. So that 5.1 goes to the chat, so you can use it without having to pay anything. So, let's go to the tool. Now, I'll show you what I've already managed to do and how it works. Oh, before that, GLM-5-Turbo is also available here on OpenRouter. And here, it's not free. Same price, $1.20 for input and $4 for output. And it has a context window of approximately 200K. And here inside the chat, to use it, it's very simple. This is a free account. I don't pay anything to use it. And when I come here to my model selector, I have access to GLM 4.6 GLM-5 and now GLM-5-Turbo, which is here with a new badge to use. Just select it. Here, you have the option if you want the agentic mode, which is what it was made for, or the chat mode, which responds a little faster. So, if you need something for everyday use, just click here on chat mode. Now, if it's a more advanced task, then just leave it here on agent mode. So starting here, from what I've already managed to create, I put a super simple prompt here to create that Neo-Brutalist style page. And this was the result it gave me. I'll open it here in another tab, just so we can see it better. Look, I have all the animations here. I thought the result turned out really clean, right? It's very clean. Look, features, how it works, pricing, and testimonials are here. Login, start free, going back here to the main page. He managed to make the carousel here. The colors are consistent. I have the animations, so everything is perfect. Notice that since I was using the agent mode, he has a reasoning process here, which he develops first. Then he creates a task list here, says what he's going to do, asks if I want to change anything, and then delivers the result to me. One detail, it takes longer. So if you use this agent mode, this page here, for example, took about 6 minutes to finish. If you use chat mode, for example, the quality won't be as good, but the result comes out in, at most, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Besides the preview mode, I also have access here to the code that was used. And you can see that I have something really full stack here, right? With all the folders, all the files, the code that was used to create my page. And if you want to use it in another tool, just click on download and you'll download a zipped file to your computer. So it's really cool because besides being able to see what you just created, you also have access to the code, which can be downloaded and taken to another tool. Or if you want, they give you the opportunity to publish using their own link by clicking here on publish. Look, I have a space Z link here, then I can change the name and publish it. And then you can share it with whoever you want. In this other example here, I asked it to create a replica of the Angry Birds game, and this one turned out really cool. I'll open it in another tab. I'll click here to play. I'm here on the first flight, level 1. Play, let's go. I'm going to start playing, huh? Errei o primeiro. And I missed the second one. One more chance. I did it. Let's go to the next level. It keeps leveling up. So, with just a single prompt, I managed to create a faithful, fully functional replica of the Angry Birds game. Look how cool that is. In this other example here, I uploaded a PDF file and asked the following. Create a training presentation for professional educators in Portuguese. The central theme is how to transform traditional classes based on one-way knowledge transmission into immersive exploration workshops. Follow the logical structure: evolution of educational philosophy, construction of the learning environment, integration of pedagogical tools, and internalization of learning outcomes. I added a few more guidelines to the prompt, and this was the result it gave me. I'm going to play it now. Slide number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5... and 6. Pretty cool, right? Another really interesting thing is that I can export this presentation in PDF or PPTX format, or copy the link and send it to whoever I want. So, for this example here, I took advantage of those suggestions that show up when you open the tool. The task was to create an Instagram carousel. But it did this in the first version in English, and the result was this one. It turned out nice, right? Everything was there in English, all neat. Then I asked it to translate to Portuguese. So here I have version number 2, and this was the result. Look, the whole text is in Portuguese. It kept the same look as the first version, but now with the text in our language. So, it's something quite complex because it first created an image in English. Then I asked it to change the text to Portuguese, and it gave me this result. And if I want, I can still export it as an image, PDF, or just share the link. In this example I'm working on now, which I want to show you guys, I'm using this table here, which is a really complex table with several tabs open and a lot of numbers. What I'm asking here is to analyze this spreadsheet, take all this data, the main insights, and turn it into a report with professional charts. Let's see if it can do it. Notice that while it's analyzing the spreadsheet here, I have on the side a live view of everything that's happening. So, since I'm using agent mode, this part of structuring, thinking, and elaboration happens in real time. And I can see everything here on the screen before it gives me the result. Notice that as it works through the task here, I have this animation on the side here where I can see exactly everything that's happening. Not just the terminal part down here, but also the task's completion percentage. Oh, and one important thing, since I'm using the agent mode here, I don't have to wait for this task to be completed. With the tab open, I can close it, and when I come back, this task will be completed. So, these agents work in the background. I don't need to keep my tab open here, waiting for the action to be completed. Everything happens in the background. Then, when I come back here to the tool, if enough time has passed, the task will show up as completed. The report's done. I'll download it now so we can review it, and here's my spreadsheet. Main tab, raw data, comparative summary, annual growth, and the charts, all of them generated here automatically. Remember that I had a complex table with a lot of data, and the only thing I asked was for the AI to do an analysis, get the main insights, and turn them into this report here. So guys, give it a try. I'm using my free account here. I didn't have any problems with limits. I ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks here, all of them in agent mode, and I didn't get any messages about limitations. Obviously, there must be a limit for free accounts, but for normal daily use, I think you can use it without having to pay anything. So, test it out to see if it's already available on your account, and then come back here in the comments to tell me what you thought of GLM-5 Turbo. So, what did you think? Is it usable? Did you like the results? Do you think there are more new things coming from China? Let me know in the comments, alright? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
The highway is a ghost and the moon is a dime.